Magic the Gathering is doing a crossover with Avatar: The Last Airbender, and we have the first look right now.
It's happening, you guys, and here to talk with us about the amazing time and care and attention to world building, not to mention the amazing artwork, is the principal narrative game designer for Magic the Gathering, Dillon Deveney.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Braving the Elements.
I'm beyond thrilled to be here. I hope it doesn't sound redundant or tired to say. I'm so excited to be in this room. It's just, I can't even believe I'm here right now. So thanks for making the time for me to come on and talk about something we all love.
Dude. Okay, first of all, we need you here because neither one of us are like, we both know Magic, but neither one of us are like,
Right.
We played.
we're definitely not like the people who should be talking about this when we know we have access to someone of your stature
and this is
caliber.
obviously inspiring us to get back in the game.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get some games in.
Get back in the game.
What if you've never?
Right.
I'm sure there are some people watching who
Like
love
us.
Avatar, who literally. I mean, you mentioned a little bit. I think most people have like friends who are into Magic the Gathering, even if they don't play. But
You played it.
say you don't know anything at all.
Right.
Like what? I mean, we don't have time to like go into a full like gameplay. But what do you think people who are like worried about a barrier to entry but who love the Avatarverse, like what would you tell them kind of what to expect?
Yeah, so one of the things that I'm very excited about this set specifically is that Avatar is such an easy show to love. You watch the first episode and you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I love this character. I love this moment. I love this idea. It's just so easy to get into. So when we were designing the set, Chris Mooney very specifically was like, we should spend a lot of time to make sure that this set is mechanically approachable.
Yes.
You shouldn't have to have played Magic for a really long time to be able to buy some packs or buy a deck and just get into it and have fun. And that was a thesis that we were constantly measuring against. Like, could someone who loves this and has never touched a TCG trading card game in their life come in and have fun and learn it? The answer should be yes. If we did our jobs right, which we definitely spent time to make sure we did.
Yeah.
It's an
Can't
approachable and exciting way to hop in. You love this thing. You know what the characters do, and their cards do what you expect them to
Yes.
These are mock-up people. That's why I'm not ripping into them because this is a mock-up, but it feels very real. I can't wait to see some of these cards.
do. Oh yeah, we'll be cracking some packs together. You'll be hunting for some.
Is there any bubble gum in there?
All right, now we got another idea. We got bubblegum and
say
packs.
That's a baseball card.
You don't have to,
Oh,
you don't have to
the old
focus on
baseball
gum.
card thing.
When I first found out this was happening, I definitely had that moment of like imagining the ripple of news hitting the Avatarverse because it's such a perfect crossover, in my opinion, just because of the thoughtfulness of the game and the way the Avatarverse is sort of built. Like, tell us more about how it all came to be.
Yes.
Yeah, so I love this question. As the principal of the creative team of Universes Beyond, something I care very deeply about is when we get a new toy to play with, when we get a new IP that we're going to work on, is just figuring out what is the thing that everyone loves about this the most. We use the word resonant a lot, like what's resonant to the fan base, but it's like, what is the thing that made you fall in love, and how do we not only like call back, invoke that, remind you of that, but show you in a brand new way, like, hey, here is the Agni Kai. You remember how cool that was? Well, here's a card to show.
The Agni Kai right away.
Right. So, I mean, it's a scene that
Coming
I
in
always
hot.
think about.
Coming in hot.
Quite literally, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when we work on these projects, when we work on Universes Beyond, we spend a lot of time trying to figure out what makes it tick. Now, we all know why we like something, but why does everyone like something? It might be different for every fan, for everyone who's involved, and what era they came in. Did they watch it when it came out originally? Did they watch it when it came out later on for its reruns? And so we're trying to figure out pretty much how do we speak the language, right? It has to be something that feels authentic and bespoke, right? So a lot of our early findings were, what are the things that make Avatar tick? What are the tones and themes and characters and arcs that are just so important that we have to hit? And so we set out very early on a lot of like these creative pillars, I'll call them, like our tone goals of like, what do we think Avatar has absolutely crushed? And then what can we bring into the set when we were picking out flavor text and naming cards and making illustrations to kind of bucket out the different flavors that really makes the show so amazing.
Okay, so what, I'm so curious, like what, because it's so, we spend, I feel like, all of our time trying to encapsulate what it is about this universe. And again, I will also just talk. I'll be like, I can tell you in 3 hours worth.
Right.
But how do you boil that down to like you said pillars, right?
Yeah. So we kind of bucketed our 3 pillars. Where the first one is just this idea of like mystical action, right?
Okay.
Magic the Gathering is a game that explores a lot of different worlds, a lot of different tones and themes, and at the end of the day, it is a game that we play together where it involves combat of me trying to win or you trying to defeat me, right? In Avatar, there are just so many amazing like duels and battles and bending fights, and it's just this high action, bombastic moments that is just like, you know, when Iroh's using like his dragon flame attack, and the whole room kind of explodes with that.
Dragon of the West.
Yes,
Dragon of the West.
Where he got his name from.
Did I ever tell you how I got the nickname, the Dragon of the West?
You know, we know that in the Avatar universe, bending is not magic. So we had to find this through line of like, when we're illustrating cards, the martial arts and the technique and the literal posing of the characters is really important. It's not just like, fireball, go, right? It's like, it's a very specific pose and posture based on the real world martial arts technique. So we got all of the original documentation as possible to study all of those techniques, to figure out how we could pose a character. We would look at the original animation, like, okay, in this scene, the fists are like this versus the open palm techniques of airbending like this. And so we used all those to ensure that these cards not only felt like authentic, but felt just like action-packed, right? And so when you see a card with bending on it, you're like, oh yeah, like I remember that scene where like that feels as cool as I would expect it to be, right? So that's kind of like the first pillar, since we have a lot of spells and different moments we wanted to pick. The second one is like youthful adventure. It's like our POV is Aang and his friends, right? We're talking like 12 years old to like 16 years old, and they're up against the world, flying around on Appa, you know, on this awesome globe-trotting adventure. Like, it has this whimsy to it. It has this like lighthearted nature to it.
This is awesome. Well, and you know, I mean, I love that you were already a fan, because that means that you also know that that we have very discerning fans.
Absolutely.
We love it, and people notice stuff, and so they'll know how much attention was paid to this and how much care went into it. Yeah, and the whimsy part is so huge. It's such a big part of it. I love that you brought that in.
And you speak so eloquently about the whole Avatar verse, and obviously your job is to study and put something out there. But were you a fan before? What was your relationship to Avatar?
Oh, yes. So I can tell you very specifically, I remember when the drill special was happening.
Wow.
And I was watching on my CRTV in my spooky basement, and there was just this like cut to cut. I was like waiting to see what was going to happen next. Like, I was watching the show as it came out. Every single episode.
OG
absolutely.
OG.
Absolutely.
He's talking about the drill.
I know.
I still think there should be a drill toy.
We wanted there to be a
drill
drill toy
to come out and just drill holes in the back lawn.
Well, hey, let's talk after this, right? right. We can make something happen.
Wonderful.
So I've been around since the beginning, and it's been like a thing that me and my wife have done. Like, every couple of years, like, it's time. We got to do a rewatch.
The rewatch
yes.
time.
And then everyone on the team is just the same. Like, I am not special because I was everyone who worked on this, like Chris and Matt and the whole team behind, all the wizards, they are lifelong dedicated fans. So every single person brought that. Yes. Absolutely.
It looks like you
you're
never
always
know.
like, ooh, crossover. Like, what's gonna happen? You know.
That's actually I'm glad you said that, because one of the things on Universes Beyond that we try to do so hard is like, this isn't just like a licensing deal. This isn't just like, you know, a brand moment. It's like, we spent years on this.
Yeah.
I have watched Sozin's Comet hundreds of times.
Wow.
Right? So it's
my gosh.
we spend the time. We try
No
to
one.
make it
What's
work.
amazing now, because you guys that are doing these things now with the collabs and stuff, you're actually the generation that grew up with the show.
Right.
I remember doing
yeah.
stuff early in the game with like video games and stuff. They're like, obviously these people have never watched the show.
Right,
They're just throwing lines at you. They're like, just say flame on. They're like, why would I say that? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And
as Mike and Brian are just somewhere,
I
my
don't
ears
know.
are burning off. They're burning off.
They're just
This is
making
bad.
things
Right.
for IP. Whereas now, since we're so many years later, it's a very unique experience that all the fan base that grew up with it get to create these worlds and these games, and it's really.
And there's an Avatar Studios, which is like this wonderful hub where everything is kind of filtering through them. So I'm sure you were in communication with people like Brian.
Yeah, I mean, what a treat that was. I mean, come on, like,
Right.
it's the same feeling as being in this room, but having a conversation with someone that helped sculpt part of your life is such a beautiful thing that we are so honored to be a part of. And then to be able to like shake hands and like, let's make something together. Like, it's a dream come true. And hopefully every player, if you're a fan of Magic or Avatar, can feel that same sensation of like, the people who originally made it and the people who grew up loving it came together to make it for you, right? And that's hopefully the goal.
Like what you saw? Well, that was just the tip of the iceberg.
Full episodes of Avatar Braving the Elements are available right here on the Avatar Legends YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts.
And catch more Avatar, The Last Airbender, and The Legend of Korra on Paramount+.
My era's